Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erin and today we have update number 8 for my 2023 rolling tin pan, basically my main project pan for this year. I have 10 items that I am consistently rolling through, and usually my goals for these products are finish goals. So this is more of my long haul project pan. I do have a shorter project pan going, and that's called Deck of Panning. I will make sure to have it linked up in the eye and down below. But this one is the in it for the long haul type of projects. So if you love seeing products being used up to completion, this is the project for you. So for this update, I do have 2 rollouts, and so we will get onto those. One of them I think that we discussed last time and we knew that that one was rolling out. The other one even kind of snuck up on me, and so that will be a little bit of a surprise. But let's see here. I have 2 rollouts, but I'd already rolled in a replacement last month for one of them, so we do have 1 roll in. So I am excited about that. It is a product that I have not touched. It is brand new, and so I will see if I can get through it by the end of the year. But let me go ahead and pull up all of my products. I have my weight differences and my photos in front of me, so I'll be able to tell you how much I used of these products. So let's go ahead and get into that. So the one product that I think will surprise nobody is that I ended up using up my Essence Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum Primer. And so this one, these are my marks on the side. And so basically, I think I got 2 months out of this. Let me grab my book because I'll be able to tell you exactly how many uses I got out of the entire thing. So I have my panning journal here. So let me take a look and see the Essence Glow Serum. So I only got 46 uses out of this product. So for me, I don't think I would repurchase this for only 46 uses, and especially I think this was my own fault. I should not have used this during the summer because I do have oily skin. I live in a hot and humid climate, so this was probably not the best bet for my oily skin during the summer. This might be something that I might pick up again sometime just to try in the winter, just to see how it does. But this is something that I'm glad I used it, but it's not something that I'm going to go out and immediately repurchase. And speaking of hot and humid and my oily skin, so this is like the 4th time that I've blotted today. This makeup has been on my face for over 12 hours, so please do not look too closely. I touched up a little bit and I did try to get it looking a little bit better, but yeah, do not try to zoom in, do not try to look at it closer. But already messing up, forgot about my weights. So with this one, last update, we were at 59.33. Empty, it is 51.05, so I did have 9 additional uses on it in August, and I used up 8.28 grams. Now I did take a spatula and I scraped everything out and decanted it into another container, and I basically used the product out of that container because after you get down to about where the label ends, you're not going to be able to pump any more out, but I did get a few more days of use out of that. So again, liked it, but didn't love it. The next item that I'm rolling out that kind of surprised me is the Catrice True Skin Concealer. And with this one, I can't remember where I reviewed this, but I don't like it. I know it becomes very highly recommended by Jessica Braun. Usually I love her recommendations, but for me, when I wear a more full coverage foundation that actually dries down and is a more matte finish, this lifts my foundation. So while I am thankful that I used it up, I am not going to repurchase this one. I actually have 2 concealers in my cart for the Sephora VIB sale, which means right now I have no concealers in my collection. So I am relying strictly on my full coverage foundation to cover everything that I need. But this one, again, I'm happy that it's out because I did not like this formula. Let's see here. So last update, we had it at 30.58 grams. This update we're at 28.39. And I did film a short where I was decanting the rest of this product from the tube, and I put it in my old Benefit container, and I can open up and show you guys that I scraped this all out. But I got 22 uses out of it, so I did get to use it for the majority of the month. So I used 2.20 grams. That seems like a lot, but that's basically because near the end, I was mixing this in with my foundation just to get it done and just to get it rolled out. But I'm happy to have this gone because this is not something that I would go back to. So now I just go through my products in the order that they are on my spreadsheet, and basically the order that they're on the spreadsheet is how long they have been in the project. So we will go through, and I always start with my MAC paint pot in Painterly, and this one will look very different because I ended up pushing all of the product to the side. It was very thin around the edges, and it was kind of hard for me to get my finger in there and get enough product. And so for me, I was just annoyed with having to dip in multiple times. So I did go ahead and move all the product to the other side of the container. Now, I probably lost a little bit of product on my spatulas just because you can't always get every little bit off. So that might account for a little bit more uses. But also once I kind of like stirred it up and moved it over to this side, it got creamy again. And so I've been able to pick up a little bit more on my finger whenever I do dip into here. But last month we were at 50.57 grams. Now we're at 50.2. So I did use this 24 times. I did my makeup 24, maybe 25 times, depending if I did a lightweight day, but 24 times this month, and I ended up using 0.37. So that is 0.07 more than I've been usually doing. And so again, that accounts for me kind of recondensing it to one side and maybe picking up a little bit more product. But I'm really hoping that I can finish this up by the end of the year. I mean, what do you guys think? If you have ever panned one of these, if you got to this this zone or this amount, how many more months did you have? Because I'm kind of scared that I'm not going to be able to finish this by the end of the year, but I'm going to continue using it every single time I do my eyeshadow, and we're going to push through it. What I am having really great progress on is my NARS foundation. So this is the Soft Matte Complete foundation, and here are my marks on the side, and we can see that I am all the way down here. I'm really hoping that I only have about 2 more months worth of use on this, so I'm crossing my fingers for that. Last month we were at 47.96. This month we are at 39.31. I did again use this 24 times for the 24 times I did my makeup, and I used 8.65 grams. Now that is more than I have traditionally been using, and I don't know, maybe that's because I have been also using this as a spot concealer that I've been putting a little bit more on, but hey, I will take it. The amount applies to my face, so I will take it. I don't feel like I'm using more than I used to, but again, I am using this and taking it up under my eyes because I don't have an under eye concealer right now. But overall, I really do like this product, and for the amount of use that I get, and I'll be very interested to see how many uses I get out of this by the end of the year, I do think that this is worth the money. If you are an oily person and need something that looks beautiful throughout the day, this is definitely something that I would go back to after I use up some other foundations in my collection. Next up, I have my Tarte highlighting palette, and I will also link the short that I did. No, actually I did a long format on how I repress my products, so I'll link that up in the eye and I'll link it down below. But I did do a repressing video on this, and because you guys will see that it looks very, very different than the last time that we saw it. So basically I had pretty large pans in these 2 shades, which are my focus shades for the year, and it was getting hard for me to get my highlighting brush into the product because the pans were so large in the middle. So I went ahead and I repressed both products into one pan. Hopefully you can see the little bit I did a split pan in there. So I have the more intense shade down here and the more subtle, which is not even that subtle shade up here. I also was able to expand the pan a little bit more on this shade because I've been doing a lot more purple and cool tone looks. So I was able to use this cool tone highlighter a little bit more also. Again, I look at this and my goal is to use up this entire pan by the end of the year. I'm really hopeful that I can make that happen. We shall see. But again, I'm staying optimistic. So I know I lost a little bit of product doing the repressing because again, you can never get every speck off of your spatulas and out of your mixing containers. So last month we were at 118.59 grams and now we're at 117.7. So I did use this 21 times. And I think the other times I was trying to wrap up my prompt with my Becca highlighter, so I ended up using that one instead of using this one every single day. So 21 times, and I got 0.89 grams use. And again, that is, let's see, last month was down a little bit. The month before that was up. So yeah, I probably lost a little bit of product with the repressing, but again, I'm totally fine with that. I have so much highlighter that it'll last me another probably 4 years, so I'm not worried about like 0.2 of a gram going missing. But overall, still really enjoying this. Loved doing that repressing video. It really like inspired some of you guys. I know that Andy did a repressing video on her channel. I can link that one down below. And I encourage everybody to try their hand at repressing and getting the most out of their products. But our next one is going to be my ColourPop lip liner in, which was, what's this one? Another Round. One of these days I'm actually going to remember that. But we are getting down to a little tiny nub. I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to finish this one by the end of the year. I was kind of scared that that wasn't going to happen, but now looking at it, so the black line right there is where the product will probably end because that's how much product was in my last ColourPop liner that I finished. So I only have that much liner left, and we still have what, September, October, November, December, 4 months. I might be able to finish this, or it might be kind of like a photo finish type of thing, but super thrilled with this. I use this every single time that I do my makeup. And so last month we were at 5.52. Now I'm at 5.08, so that's a difference of 0.44, which actually that's the same exact amount that I used last month. So consistently I'm getting just under half a gram of use on this, so I am curious if I will be able to get this done by the end of the year. All right, now I have my Franken bronzer in the very reflective packaging, but this is where we are at. Last month I did repress this, so this pan that we're seeing is all brand new pan that I was able to do in August. And I don't believe that I'm eating this, but man, I go through bronzer quickly. But I really do enjoy bronzing up my face and kind of bringing some life and some color back to my face after I kind of do the full coverage, like blank slate. I look very, very sick and ghostly whenever I have just my foundation on. So I love bringing some life back to my face and to my chest with my bronzer. But making really good progress. I was hoping to be done with this in September, so we will see kind of my last push towards getting this done. I don't know, I might have to repress it again just to bring the product back into the center of the pan. But last month, and I'm weighing the pan only by itself. So last month we were at 16.84. This month we are at 14.5. And so I did use it 24 times and I used 2.34 grams of bronzer. And that's more than before, but I did repress. So this might be something, again, where I lost a little bit of product repressing, but also because I've been trying to use up my debronzy drops, and I've been using that to bronze up my chest, I have been taking some of this down my chest a little bit just to set the debronzy drops because I don't want them to like smear all over my clothes, but that might be the reason that I've gotten a little bit more use on this. Plus, it's been repressed so many times that it is a little bit more of a fragile product. So, but again, though I think there's bronzers mixed in there from 2017, so I'm not worried about going through that bronzer relatively quickly. But hopefully September, I will be able to make another big push on that, and we will have that rolled out very, very soon. Let's see, what's our, oh, I have my Benefit blush is my next one. So I have it in a compact from Makeup Geek, but this is Benefit Dallas. And of course it's repressed into a different pan. And so my goal was to use this 10 times per month. This is my oldest blush, and so I really would like to be able to work through this. Definitely not this year, but I'll work on it some more next year. But I was able to use this blush 11 times in August, which I was able to go over my goal, so I am very thrilled about that. But last month we were at 7.35. Now we're at 7.04, and so that gives us a difference of 0.31, which really with about 10 uses, we are using up 0.3 and some change every month. So that kind of gives me hope that I can get some really good use on this. Maybe next month I can hit pan on it again. That would be really, really nice. I have been using this a little bit as like a crease shade if I'm doing a really light eyeshadow look. I've been really liking this color on my eyes as well, so I've been enjoying using it like that. And that does put a eyeshadow brush sized dip in the middle of this pan. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to keep having a goal of 10 uses. So next on my list is my Marc Jacobs lipstick, which, bless it, Marc Jacobs teased that they were coming back, and then they make an announcement that all they did was sign a new contract with somebody, and then their products won't come out until 2025. So you've been gone for like 3 years. You tell us that you're going to come back, and then we have to wait another 2 years for your products. I don't own a business, so I can't I can't assume what they're thinking, but hey, we will wait on bated breath for Marc Jacobs to tell us what they're going to do. But this is my lipstick in Infamous, and unfortunately, again, I'm not making great progress on this, but I am using it. So last month, I couldn't make another mark, and this month I was able to make the smallest of marks. And I think really the issue is that the slope of the bullet is getting steeper rather than going down. So this part up here continues to be kind of high up on my markings, but this part down here is getting lower. Doggy noises. So I'm going to keep pushing on this. Again, this basically started off as a brand new lipstick, so I'm not thinking that I'm going to use it up. Hi, baby. You're okay. Can you lay down without knocking everything over with your happy tail? Good girl. She lays down as she grumbles. But I don't even know where I was at because I watched the dog circle around all of my lights like 5 times, just crossing my fingers that nothing would fall. But this was pretty much a brand new lipstick whenever I rolled it in. So I'm not expecting like huge jumps. I'm not expecting to finish this by the end of the year, but this is my next oldest lipstick. So I would like to get some really good use on it so that I can pan it next year. As far as my weights go, I was at 40.92 grams last month, and we're at 40.83 grams now. So a difference of 0.09 grams. So not even a tenth of a gram. But again, I'm using this. I've been doing a lot more because of the No Pan Left Behind palettes I've been rolling in. I've been doing a lot more cooler looks, and this like warm, like rosy red has not been going with those looks, so I've been reaching for other lipsticks. But again, I think as I start doing a little bit more warmer looks in the fall, I should be able to get a lot more use on that, hopefully being able to make some more good marks on it. So last month I rolled in my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, and this is in Strapless. This was what came in the birthday gift last year, and I had not touched it prior to rolling it in last month. And so if I think in my B-roll I have it shown all the way rolled down where I've been able to wear down some of the product, and of course I'll have all of my images popping up. If you guys know by now, I am a really big geek with my spreadsheets and with my pictures, so I always have them popping up on the screen to show you guys comparisons. But my goal with this one was to use it 10 times every single month. That is how much I have left. And I was able to use this actually 12 times, and I found a way that I really enjoy using this. So I enjoy using it on the waterline, I enjoy using it on the lower lash line, and I enjoy using it on kind of more like smoky bronzy looks to kind of smoke out the outer edge, because once this locks down, it does not move. So I actually really love this. I put this on today. I actually, again, my makeup is 12 hours old, so don't assume that it's still there. But I put this on my lower lash line on the outside just to add a little bit of a darker sparkle, and I really have been enjoying this. So I'm typically not a stick eyeshadow person, but this has kind of changed my mind on some of them, so I have been enjoying it. But we started out last month with 7.25 grams, and we're now at 7.12. So I used it 12 times for 0.13 grams, and I am hopeful. I don't know if I'll be able to use all of this up in the next 4 months, but I'm sure going to try. And so my goal is going to continue to be to use this 10 times per month, and we will see how far I get. Next up is my primer, and this is my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. And if you guys saw what e.l.f. did, I said last month that this was the last Jelly Pop primer in my collection. And not only this, but this was my last primer in my collection. So if I would have used this up, I would have had no primers and I would have had to start all over again. But e.l.f. did a limited run of releasing this primer again. And we may, and I say we because all of the people that love this primer, we may have broke the internet trying to get our hands on this. Ulta's site went down, e.l.f.'s site went down, and the amount of times that I hit refresh is ridiculous. But you will have to wait for my buys and buys on the 14th to see just how many of these I picked up. But I now have more primers in my collection, and I now have this primer back in my life. So I'm not so sad about using this one up. But I rolled this in last month, and we were at 47.86. I did use this primer 15 times, and I'm at 40.36. So I used 7.5 grams of this. I do use 2 pumps of this every single time that I do my makeup. And I've used up so many of these that I get somewhere between 65 and 67 uses on them, so I know this product very well. But man, after using that Essence product, I keep losing my cap. Don't mind me and my flailing hands. But after using that Essence primer and then going in with this primer, which I know and love, night and day. Night and day. So e.l.f. needs to bring it back out for more people to enjoy, because us breaking the internet for this primer should tell them that there is a need and a want for that product. And so those are all the items that I had rolled in previously and that I have progress on. So again, really good progress on all of this. And so I have my one roll in, and this is something that, again, I got earlier this year, and it's brand new. I've never used it, and it's a mini. So I might be cheating on this a little bit, but I want to kind of use this and get this because it is a liquid cream product, so I want to get it out of my collection as soon as possible. But this is a little tiny baby mini of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush, and this is in Provence. Now, do I still have, yep, I still have the foil seal on this, so I will end up, breaking that open and using this. I'm starting at 5.04. Now I do have another cream blush in another project that I have for a uses goal, so we'll see how I kind of rotate between the two, but my goal is to use this up. There's only 3 mils in here, so I don't think that this will take long, depending on how much I need to actually kind of like squirt out to be able to use. But again, this is a product that counts as a blush in my inventory, and so being able to use this up by the end of the year, this would be another blush out of my collection, and I'm all about having those happy numbers, even if it's through a mini. But who knows? I might fall in love with this formula, and this might be my new holy grail blush. But I love getting the Sephora sampler kits that allow you to try out a bunch of different products, because I have found some ones that I absolutely love. So that is my update for my project pan. Of course, we stick around because I always have my Pan That palette update coming up next, but I am very, very happy about the progress and my long haul products that I have in here. I am seeing some of them come to an end in the next couple months, which will be a huge relief because, like I said, that foundation has been in since what, March? So I am ready for it to roll out. I'm ready for something different. But when we're looking at my Pan That palette, I am doing the ColourPop Give It To Me Straight. And we have some changes, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you this bit. If you've not watched any of my other ones, I mean, hello, we're already at update 8. I will make sure that my playlist is linked down below. But I am doing a quad of focus shades, and then I keep the rest of the shades in the palette. But I have a pan in every single shade so far in this palette here. So every single shade I've been able to roll through, I've been able to hit pan. I think my newest one, did I have pan on up front last time? I know I was using that one as like an inner corner highlight, and so that was like my newest one that I had hit pan on, but I can't remember if I hit pan on it during last update. I'll have to go back and look. But I do have a pan in up front. And then my other exciting one, which I have another pan, is I finally hit pan in this shade right here, which this is shade number 7. So let's see what that is. So that would be Forthright, which would be the one that is right here. That is the shade that I ended up hitting pan on. So the cream colored shade, I actually repressed that. So I had a pretty big pan in that, and then I wanted to even it back out because I couldn't get my like lid setting brush in there. So I did repress that one, and I'm surprised I have not hit pan on that again because there's a nice little dig in there where my brush goes, but I'll probably hit pan in that one again in September, and my goal is to actually finish that shade up by the end of the year. But I did go ahead and I hit pan in this shade over here. I'm keeping this one in just because I really do love this shade, and I think that it goes really well with the 2 last shades that I have not hit pan in. So these 2 maroon shades are the only ones that I am working on to hit pan, and then I will have pan in every single shade in this palette. Now, I am not trying to use up these shades. So when I think of a Pan That palette, I know a lot of people will try to use a palette to completion. I have too many eyeshadows to just focus on one palette. I do have a No Pan Left Behind project that I'm doing. I just did another update in August, so I'll make sure to link that one up and down and all that stuff, just so you guys can see how I'm rotating through my palettes. But I cannot focus on one palette to use it up because then the rest of my shadows would not get any love, and that would be, you know, number one, that would make me sad, but it would be a huge waste of money and product. So I'm just trying to hit pan in these shades. So my 2 maroon ones, I actually do have a really good dip in this one. I've been enjoying using this one as like an outer corner shimmer deepening shade. And same thing with this one. The matte, this is so firmly pressed. This is going to take me months to hit pan on, which is fine. Like, I get it. That's the whole point of this. But this is going to take me months. So say all of the good vibes to the panning gods for me on those 2 shades so I can get pan in both of those. But, oh, and my hairline setting powder, which I am in desperate need of needing to dye my hair. And I probably will do it sometime this weekend, maybe, if I can catch myself at the right time. Because who has clean but dry hair? That's my question. So unless I wash my hair and then blow dry it and then dye it, and that just seems like too much damage. But typically, if I'm getting out of the shower, I'm putting some sort of product in my hair because my hair is just a frizzy, lovely mess. But who has clean, dry hair to dye their hair? How many of us actually dye our hair on day 2? Tell me who does that besides me. But my hairline powder. So still got a really nice pan in there. I continue to love using it because, again, I'm not dyeing my hair every month like I probably should. And I am nearing my birthday, and I didn't realize that I'm actually a year older than I thought I was. So that was a realization that I came to recently, but I just am expanding that pan. I'm not going to end up finishing this by the end of the year, but this is actually 2 full eyeshadow shades in here repressed to be my hairline powder, so I wouldn't expect to use up 2 full eyeshadows in 1 year, even if I am putting it in my hair. So making good progress on that, and overall I am really, really happy with this project. You know, coming into the last kind of 4 months of the year, I'm really glad about where I'm sitting. And so I thank all of you for coming along with me and watching my Project Pan updates and kind of encouraging me and giving me your feedback and telling me how you guys are doing. So I really do have a wonderful community here, and it's all because you guys have been so wonderful. So I thank you for that. I'm going to encourage you to do all the things. I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and hit the thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you're liking this series. Go ahead and drop me that comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Are you panning any of these products? Are you super thrilled that this came back? Did you pick up any? Did you help crash the internet with this? Let me know. And of course, make sure to subscribe. I'm doing, of course, Project Panning, Deck of Panning, Conscious Consumerism, Beauty Budget. I have a lot more videos planned for in September because I have some kind of like end of the quarter things to wrap up, so stay tuned for a lot of uploads in September, but I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in my next one.